Most people assume that if you avoid crowds, something must be wrong with you. They think you're shy, antisocial, awkward, or afraid. But what if avoiding crowds is not a weakness at all? What if it's actually a hidden psychological advantage that most people completely misunderstand? If you've ever felt drained in busy places, uncomfortable in loud social gatherings, or more clear-minded when you're alone, this might explain more about your mind than you realize. And if you enjoy deep psychology insights like this, take a moment right now to like this video and subscribe to my channel, The Hidden Mind, because we break down the patterns behind human behavior in a way most channels don't. People who avoid crowds are often not running away from people. They're protecting their mental bandwidth. Crowded environments are full of noise, movement, emotional signals, and unpredictable interactions. Every face, every voice, every sudden sound adds cognitive load. Some brains filter this easily, others process everything at a deeper level. If you're someone who avoids crowds, your brain is likely doing more background processing than average. You're not weak, you're highly perceptive. One hidden advantage is stronger observational intelligence. When you're not busy performing socially in large groups, you're free to observe. You notice tone shifts, group dynamics, micro-expressions, and subtle behavior patterns. While extroverts are busy participating, you're quietly mapping the room. Over time, this builds powerful social insight. You begin to understand how people really think and react, not just what they say on the surface. Another advantage is better decision quality. Crowds create pressure. Pressure creates rushed choices. People in groups tend to follow emotional momentum rather than logic. But when you naturally step away from crowded thinking, you also step away from herd decisions. You think independently. You evaluate before agreeing. This reduces impulsive mistakes and increases long-term judgment accuracy. History shows that many high-level thinkers preferred distance from group noise for exactly this reason. People who avoid crowds also tend to have deeper emotional regulation. Loud, overstimulating environments push the nervous system into a reactive state. When you prefer calmer spaces, your baseline nervous system stays more balanced. That stability improves emotional control. You respond instead of reacting. You process instead of exploding. Others may look socially energetic, but internally chaotic. You may look quiet, but internally steady. There is also a creativity advantage that most people miss. Creative thinking needs uninterrupted mental space. Crowds interrupt thought flow constantly. Every interruption trains the brain toward shallow attention. But solitude and low-stimulation environments allow long-form thinking. This is where complex ideas connect. This is where original insights appear. Many writers, inventors, and strategists intentionally avoid crowds, not because they dislike people, but because they protect their thinking environment. Another hidden strength is selective social bonding. People who avoid crowds usually don't want many connections, they want meaningful ones. Instead of spreading attention across dozens of shallow relationships, they invest deeply in a few. This leads to higher trust, stronger loyalty, and more authentic communication. You're not socially poor, you're socially precise. Quality over quantity is not a coping strategy, it's a relationship strategy. You may also have noticed that crowded spaces make you physically tired faster than they seem to affect others. That's not imagination. High-sensitivity cognitive types burn more mental energy processing, sensory, and emotional input. Your brain is doing more per minute, so fatigue arrives sooner. The advantage is that this same sensitivity also increases empathy and situational awareness when you're in the right environment. People who avoid crowds are also more resistant to social manipulation. Group environments amplify emotional contagion, fear spreads, excitement spreads, anger spreads. When you keep distance from mass emotional waves, you're less likely to be pulled into irrational reactions. You pause, you verify, you think. That pause is power. It protects your choices from being hijacked by group emotion. Another advantage is stronger internal identity. When you're not constantly surrounded by group influence, you hear your own thoughts more clearly. Your preferences become self-defined rather than socially copied. You choose based on alignment, not approval. This builds a stable sense of self over time. Many people never develop that because they are always adjusting to the crowd around them. There's also a performance advantage in focused environments. Many crowd avoiders perform extremely well in one-on-one settings, small teams, or solo work. Their communication becomes clearer, their thinking becomes sharper, their presence becomes stronger. The problem is not social inability, it's environment mismatch. Put a deep processor in a noisy setting and they look weak. Put them in a focused setting and they look exceptional. Crowd-avoidant individuals are also often better at long-term planning because they spend more time in reflection. They mentally simulate future outcomes more often. They run what-if scenarios. They think through consequences. This builds foresight. While others move fast and adjust later, you design before moving. That difference compounds over years. You might also notice you enjoy experiences more when they are quiet and intentional. A late-night walk, a deep conversation, focused work, learning alone. That's because your reward system is linked more to meaning than stimulation. You don't need high volume, you need high depth. This trait is strongly associated with intellectual and emotional maturity. Importantly, avoiding crowds does not automatically mean you dislike people. It often means you prefer people in the right dosage and context. Just like muscles need recovery after strain, your mind needs recovery after social intensity. You're not withdrawing, you're recalibrating. If you've been judged for not enjoying busy gatherings, understand this clearly. Different nervous systems are built for different environments. Loud social energy is not the only valid way to be human. Quiet cognitive depth is equally powerful, just less visible. Drop a comment and tell me, do crowds energize you or drain you? Your answer will help others realize they're not alone in how they feel. And share this video with someone who always says, "I'd rather stay home." They might finally understand why. Before you go, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel, The Hidden Mind, so you don't miss the next story that might change the way you see yourself.